Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and what I want to do in this video is talk about some of the electric types that you will find in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I think it would be a good idea to have basically a guide to each of the Pokemon from the different types, so that way you can decide which Pokemon you would like to put on your team. And with that out of the way, let's hop into the video. So starting off the list is going to be the starter Pikachu. Of course, if you choose Let's Go Pikachu, this is going to be your starter and you can't evolve it. But what we do know is there is a really good chance this Pikachu has some boosted stats to help it out. So starter Pikachu will have a 45 HP, 85 attack, 50 defense, 65 special attack, 65 special defense, and 125 speed. So this is a fast electric type Pokemon that can hit really hard. It's more of a physical attacker. So if you're picking Let's Go Pikachu, this is actually a decent choice. Of course, the 85 attack isn't the best, and as we go into it, we're going to see some electric types that are actually better on the physical side, but most of them in this region are special attackers, and this is an okay attack stat. It is okay compared to the other physical attack stats of the electric types, but of course that 125 speed is pretty good. You're going to be outspeeding a lot of things, and this is honestly the third fastest electric type in this game, only outsped by Electrode and Jolteon. So if you want a fast physical attacking electric type, you could go with Let's Go Pikachu and use your starter Pikachu. So let's say you don't use your starter Pikachu and you decide you would rather have a Raichu. So Raichu is actually a pretty good Pokemon. Its stats are 60 HP, 90 attack, 55 defense, 90 special attack, 80 special defense, and 110 speed. So it's actually slower than the starter Pikachu, but it does have a better attack stat at 90. And this also has the same exact stat for its special attack. So Raichu can be used in both attack and special attack, and that is a decent speed as well. You're going to be outspeeding a lot of things and hitting things pretty hard, and you could switch it up. If you want to use a physical attacking Raichu, you can, a special attacking Raichu, and since this is basically the main storyline in the game that you're going to be using this team with, it doesn't really matter. You don't need the best stat to hit things hard. 90 is okay, so you can use either Thunderbolt, you could use Volt Tackle if it gives you the option for that. I don't know if it will or not, but you could do that if you want. This thing has really good utility, and it could be a really solid member of your team. So speaking of Raichu, we have to mention the Alolan form of Raichu. Of course, this game will actually let you have the Alolan forms. So far it looks like you have to bring them from Pokemon Go, but you could bring them in and use them on your team. So Alolan Raichu has the benefit that it also has the Psychic typing, which is really good here in Kanto. There's not that many Dark types that you're going to have to contend with, so you can do a lot with a Psychic type Pokemon. So this will have 60 HP, 85 attack, 50 defense, 95 special attack, 85 special defense, and 110 speed. So it's the same exact speed stat as the base form of Raichu, but this one does have better special attack. So this is going to be your special attacking Pokemon here. It's going to have to use Thunderbolt more than likely if you want a good electric move. Psychic is also really good on this thing, and having two typings really gives you some good coverage if you're wanting to do that with your team. Say you need a good Psychic type and you also need a good electric type. Well, Alolan Raichu is there for the taking. This thing is a really good Pokemon, and the fact that it has 95 special attack, that's going to be really good for your in-game team. So Alolan Raichu, I think it could go places. So on the same page as Alolan forms, we have Lowland Golem. So Lowland Golem is an interesting Pokemon. It has a unique typing. No other family has this typing. It is an electric rock type. This thing has 80 HP, 120 attack, 130 defense, 55 special attack, 65 special defense, and 45 speed. So this is actually the slowest out of all the Kanto electric types that you can find here. but it does have the best defense at 130. This thing, you can bring it in and it can take a hit. Of course, you don't want to bring it in on a ground type because it is quad weak to ground types. So you don't want to bring it in on an Earthquake. You don't want it to face down a normal Golem at all because an Earthquake will destroy this thing. This thing has the best physical attack out of all the electric types here in Kanto at 120. So if you're really wanting a physical attacker as your electric type, this is the option that you could go with. It does get Thunder Punch, I do believe, and it does get some good rock moves too. And I know a lot of people probably will use Explosion as an all-out move on this thing since it does have 120 attack. The thing to remember though is in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, there are no abilities. So it doesn't have that Galvanize ability that would turn Explosion into an electric type, which is kind of the big allure of using a Lowland Golem, having an electric type Explosion. So you're going to have to do normal type Explosion, which is still going to hit things pretty hard with that 120 attack. So if you're really wanting a physical attacking electric type, you could go with this one. Personally for me, I do not really like having slow Pokemon on my team. So I would probably skip this one, but if you're okay with having a slow Pokemon on your team for this adventure, a Lowland Golem's right here for you. So the next Pokemon on our list is going to be Magneton. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to evolve this into Magnezone. But Magneton does have some, pluses to it. Of course, this has 50 HP, 60 attack, 95 defense, 120 special attack, 70 special defense, and 70 speed. So this is actually faster than Magnezone, but it doesn't hit as hard as a Magnezone would with Thunderbolt. The good thing about this electric type is you can use its steel typing as well too. There's not that many steel types in Kanto, and this is actually a pretty decent one if you want to have one, especially with that 120 special attack that's going to hit things pretty hard. It does have decent bulk, 70 special defense, and 95 defense. So it could take some hits, but the main reason you'd want to have this is that 120 special attack, and that steel typing too. It has a pretty middle of the road speed stat at 70, so a lot of things will outspeed you, but you will outspeed a lot of things too. So really Magneton, it's mainly for special attack power, for that typing. It has a really cool typing, and if you want to use this, I would think it would do pretty well on your team. So the next electric type on our list is going to be Electrode. So Electrode is a really cool Pokemon. It has 60 HP, 50 attack, 70 defense, 80 special attack, 80 special defense, and 150 speed. So that speed stat is crazy. Nothing is going to outspeed you. So if you have your Electrode out there, it's going to outspeed pretty much the entire game. So that's really awesome here. The downside is that special attack is right there on the edge of usability. It could do some stuff for you with an 80 special attack, but it's not going to be the best. So it's going to kind of drag behind some of these other special attacking Pokemon here that we have on the list. But you could make it work. A lot of the clout to Electrode is Explosion. In the anime, it always goes for Explosion, and that's what it's mainly known for, but it only has 50 attack. So Explosion is not really a good idea to use on this thing. It's not really going to put a dent in a lot of things. So Electrode here, the only reason you would use it is for that speed. So next up on our list is Electabuzz. So Electabuzz is a pretty cool Pokemon. It is one of those Pokemon that's got an evolution in later generations that makes it whole much better. But here, you're just going to be able to use Electabuzz. This thing has 65 HP, 83 attack, 57 defense, 95 special attack, 85 special defense, and 105 speed. So this thing is actually pretty decent. It's not the best, but it will outspeed a lot of things at 105. That's going to outspeed quite a few things. 95 special attack is pretty good too. I would say use a special attacking set, but you could get away with an attacking set if you really wanted to. But this thing, it's just your run-of-the-mill electric type, there's not much to go into on this thing. You can run a special attacking Electabuzz and get pretty good stuff here. It does have a pretty low defense stat down there with, you know, Raichu and Pikachu, but it does have a decent special defense stat at 85. So if you really would like to use this, go ahead. This thing would work on your team. So next up on our list of electric types from Kanto is going to be Jolteon. Of course, if you pick Let's Go Eevee, you can't evolve that specific Eevee, but there's nothing stopping you from evolving maybe another Eevee or bringing in a Jolteon. So of course, Jolteon is a really good Pokemon. This thing has 65 HP, 65 attack, 60 defense, 110 special attack, 95 special defense, and 130 speed. That 110 special attack is pretty good. This thing can hit things pretty hard. And of course, that special defense is actually the highest special defense of all the electric types here in Kanto at 95. But the biggest thing that really helps Jolteon is that 130 speed. That is fast. It's the second fastest electric type here in Kanto. And it's going to outspeed a lot of things. Of course, the only other electric type that can outspeed this electric type is Electrode. I know I'm saying electric a lot, but that's the thing about this video. We've got Jolteon, and this thing does things really well. A Thunderbolt can hit things really hard. And there's not much to go into terms of Jolteon. It just does things pretty well. So now that just leaves the last electric type here in Kanto, and that's going to be Zapdos. So recently we saw that you have to battle the legendary birds before you get a chance to catch them, and I would say Zapdos is going to be a solid member of your team if you decide you want to use legendaries on it. So this thing has 90 HP, 90 attack, 85 defense, 125 special attack, 90 special defense, and 100 speed. So that 100 speed is actually really good. You're going to outspeed a lot of things. And it's got decent bulk, 85 defense, 90 special defense. This thing can take a hit. Surprisingly, it's got pretty high attack compared to the other electric types too. But the thing that you want to bring a Zapdos in for is that 125 special attack. That is the highest special attack out of all the electric types here in Kanto. So that hits really hard. And you also want to use it because of that flying typing. Flying really helps electric a lot. It makes it immune to ground type moves, and that's electric's only weakness. Of course, you're going to have the weaknesses from the flying typing, like rock, ice, but that's okay. That 125 special attack stat, though, is going to hit things very hard. A Thunderbolt from this thing hits hard. And I would say Zapdos, if you decide you want to bring it, it will hold your team together and it will hit things hard that you need to hit hard. So this is basically the first video of this new series I'm testing out. It's basically going through each of the types and telling you which Pokemon of those types are in Kanto. And of course, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see me continue this series, go ahead, put in the comments, let me know. And of course, this was the electric type. Next time, I'm actually going to do the normal type in honor of Eevee, since Eevee is going to be the second Pokemon here in this generation. So with that out of the way, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Pokemon video.